morning, I am Liam Isaac Tanungan. So in today's video, we will discuss about the articles about environmental issues or the protection, prevention of the extinction of other species to be able to protect our biodiversity. So number one article that I choose is the Securing Nature Capital on Land by Kumi Kitamori and Shanda Morgan. So let's go on the details next. So the article is gonna discuss about we have built our economies on the premise that land is a primary factor of production. Much of our natural capital, such as biodiversity and ecosystem services, is based on land. And there is a little debate over the importance of land used for economic activity and to feed growing populations. So, based on the study and the research in the past, the demographic shift in the last few decades from just over 3 billion in 1960 to more than 7 billion up to now, the latest. And it has been discovered that farmland accounts for almost 38% of the global land surface. It is expected that more than 1 billion hectares of additional land, mostly in developing countries, would be converted for agricultural use by 2050 to keep up with the current trends. But the problem is that due to the continuous changes and technology pricing of technology, there may be sudden changes that is out of the expectations of the experts studies environmental issues. Then the continuous pressures on land and the ecosystem services such as water retention, carbon storage, soil health, and all living organisms that it supports are bound to bring about biodiversity loss and climate change. So it is based that due to the changes, other species have failed to adapt. So the first action of the government to promote sustainable land use based on the article is to limit the risk of future pandemics, because it has been seen in the recent research or study that most of the infectious diseases are caused by animals and have been passed to us humans. And it has been discovered that the direct drivers include human encroachment into wildlife or deforestation for crop or livestock farming, wildlife trade, and climate change. So, due to the caused by land use change, it has also been discovered that humans who survive in human-dominated area are prone and carrying infectious disease. So there is a movement in order to prevent this from happening now is to lessen the changes of the land just to build economic tourism or any other types of entertainments that might harm the environment. So let's proceed to number 2. So the second one is to promote innovation in agriculture, because it has been discovered that the contributing factors of both emission from land use and over 10% of total man-made emissions globally. So there are 10% man-made emissions globally. In addition, there is a continued cause for concern with agrochemical pollution of soil and water from the excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers. However, because we all know that agriculture is essential for food and security and livelihood of farmers, to promote more is to let agriculture approach would allow farmers to use digital tools to give crops in the soil exactly what they require. It is needed for us not to use excessive pesticides and other fertilizers that can clearly harm the environment and can clearly add to one of the contributing factors of pollution. So let's continue to the third one. So the third one is measure and quantify ecosystem services. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. Better understanding the different phases of ecosystem services and quantifying the benefits they provide through appropriate indicators is hugely important for reliable quantitative assessments. So this is also very important because this can better inform decision making related to land use, and these indicators need to capture the different ecosystem services provided by land or different users. Then from the provision of quality and quality soil for crop production, for farmers and rainwater storage for water utilities, to geological stability for housing developers, and it is the best way to identify to know what is needed and how much is needed, or what do we need to put in here to have an efficient use of these services. So let's proceed to number 4. Number 4, the most important actions of the government is to engage with local communities and indigenous populations. Some economic activities such as mining, large-scale commercial agriculture, and building oil pipelines can contribute to unsustainable land use. That's why the government need to take action and talk with the leaders of the indigenous people to find solutions for the sustainable use of their land and to avoid any mishaps or adding contributors to harm that can possibly lessen the capital and land. So it is also very important because we all know that most of the indigenous people are prone to mining and other factors that they don't even know that it can really destroy our environment. So the government are putting any types of work that can change the routine or lifestyle of the indigenous people while helping the restoration of our land. So that's all based on the article and my explanations. Then the opinions I will be giving them. So I hope you understand the presentation in this video, and I hope you understand my understanding. So thank you and bye bye.